Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Quick question. Do you wash your hair when you go to I was going to say beauty salon. Man, that dates me. To the hair salon when you're getting highlights. I haven't washed my hair since Monday. Usually it's every other day. But I skipped today because I don't want clean hair and highlights because sometimes my scalp can burn. But then on the flip side, I don't like showing up looking like this. I was just realizing it's probably been 6 months since I've gotten highlights, as you can see. So I'm looking forward to getting a little bit of lightness around the face. Yesterday, I got everything completed. I finished almost, sorry, I'm so noisy right by the little microphone thing. I completed everything but maybe 3 things, and one of those was the gym. I keep adding the gym to my list just in case it happens. Just in case it happens. But I do have a lighter list today. I have tennis tonight, so I need to make dinner early, blah, 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 blah. But I have been when I was talking about packing, I got a lot of suggestions. So I have been taking those suggestions, and I'm going to share all those in case you ever have to pack. There were some really good ones I never thought about, and it makes total sense. Yeah, it makes total sense. I don't think I ever told you this little story about when Rob and I got married, and there's a whole God side of it that I'll have to share at some other time. It's so God, you can't even, it just screams God. This story has a lot of different roads, but I'm going to stay on the main one. When we got married, Rob moved into my house. It was a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house. My boys were constantly with me 90% of the time. They went to their dad's every other weekend and one evening a week. Rob's children and his former wife and new husband, they were moving to Decatur, Indiana, because Donna was so gracious, and I could cry just thinking this is the God moment, that she wanted to be with her children and raise the kids with Rob. So she moved into our house, and we bought a bigger house because we were going to have 3 kids 50% of the time and my kids 90% of the time. Like I said, this whole story it has so many avenues. The reason why I'm even talking about this is because packing and how I packed to move in from my house to our new house, and Rob packed from his house to our new house. We were combining 2 households. This is the avenue of chaos. Here's another little side street about the house. It was a foreclosed home, so it needed a lot of work. That's a whole new story on its own. The reason why I mention that is because we packed all of our stuff. I thought I did it. Thought I did a great job. On the box, you just put kitchen stuff. That's no bueno. When we moved in, we had redone the kitchen. That's not a God moment. That was a mess, and I'll go into that later. But I remember we had kind of a breezeway from the garage into the living room. There was almost like a mud room, you could call it. And I remember specifically having boxes that just said kitchen stuff. And I would go through the same box multiple times a day looking for a spatula or a whisk, and I was starting to lose my mind because I couldn't find what I was looking for. So now that I'm going to land the plane about this whole story, I am going to be very, very detailed in how I'm packing this time. Sorry to bore you with all that, but the story about how Rob even got here and his ex-wife, former wife, and her husband, I want to share that because it will make you go, that was good. I was just getting ready to leave, and this is how I found Mr. King Charles. This is my absolute favorite part of his whole entire body. We have them clipped, his feet clipped, so they're rounded, but they're called, I think, Grinch feet. So these, oh, Buggy. Mommy loves you. You're such a good boy. My hair's all done. I just got highlights and she touched up my roots. And I did notice that my scalp was not burning. So I think when I go in with clean hair, it feels like my scalp's on fire. But not today. I got this message about this sweater. I bought this last year around this time. This is my go-to on days like this. It was 61 degrees this morning. It's supposed to be 73. This is perfect. This is lightweight. This one is see-through, so I always wear a very thin cami, but it's perfect with jeans. You could wear it with shorts. I think this is a medium. I probably could have gone with a small, but I have this also in pink with white here and around the sleeves. It's actually so comfortable. It's not binding. You can't see in here. It's not really low. It's just my go-to on days like this.
I have gotten this question a lot. And no, we do not fight over things. I had a system when I was helping my dad early on because my sister was in North Carolina. I divided everything equally. If there was one left of a collection, it got put in a pile, and then all of the extra spare pieces got put in a pile. And then I would FaceTime her and say, what do you want out of this? We'll just take turns, whatever. And it went really quickly. It went really easily. Now, when there is something that cannot easily be divided, which, let me grab it. Hold on. She knew that I absolutely loved my mom's charm bracelet. I've shown this before, but there are all different charms on it from everywhere we went when we were younger. I knew she wanted a particular ring that my mom had. So we just said, just take it, take this. And there is also a promise to each other that if I would just not want this anymore for some reason, that it will go to her and vice versa. So no.
Just finished with walking the pup. I have to laugh because I let him smell every blade of grass. Rob doesn't do that. Rob just makes him scurry along, but I'm letting him, smell all the smells and figure out who's been there and, all that good stuff. I also finished our tennis match, and it was not good. Anyway, I ordered this t-shirt and it arrived right before we left to Indiana. Actually, that's not true. It arrived when we were in Indiana because our gracious realtor actually brought it in for us. That's how good she is. Anyway, like I said, I was trying to get away from the plain t-shirt. And even though this is a t-shirt, it's not plain. This is a size small. It comes in a lot of different color combos. The majority of them come with white, and then I think this is kind of a gray and white stripe, but then it has different solid colors up here. I'm wearing a small. It is so comfortable. It fits me perfectly in the shoulders. Usually I am wider in the shoulders than I am anywhere else on my body, so I have a hard time fitting in to t-shirts, but this one fits perfectly. I also wanted to share these two pieces. If you're looking for an inexpensive t-shirt for Memorial Day or 4th of July, this one would be a great choice. Comes in a lot of different colors. I'm wearing a small. It is very, very nice material. There's a little bit of stretch to it, so that makes it perfect. Also, these shorts, I will tell you that I have been looking for a pair of shorts like this for a couple of years now. I have been looking for a pair of shorts that I could wear to the gym because I have a problem with shorts fitting me here, but then around my thighs, they're all so gigantic and my legs aren't very big. And then I feel they just look weird. These do not do that. I found these off of Amazon. They're wonderful. I actually have an order for 3 or 4 more pair. These are small and they have a wide waistband. There is no drawstring, which drawstrings, I think they fit kind of tighter around the waist and these don't. There is a side pocket here. They're super duper comfortable. There is a liner on the inside that isn't tight. That's one of my things too, when they're so tight that, anyway, if you're looking for a good pair of athletic shorts that hit you at a nice length, they're not too short and not too long, these might be perfect for you. I watched the latest episode of The Handmaid's Tales. I don't even know what to say. I'm sad.